Hi everyone, this is Tammy, your host and the owner of Worthyworthitpriceless, and today's podcast is titled You Are Rare. Before I get started with the podcast, I did want to give my condolences to the Bryant family and the other families that were affected in the helicopter crash recently. It obviously was a great tragedy and a great loss for all families that were involved. And I just wanted to let you know that my thoughts and prayers go to every family that was affected. So to the podcast. The podcast, like I said, is titled You Are Rare. And a lot of times in life, we tend to forget that. We tend to forget that we are one of a kind. God only made one of us. And even if you're a twin or whatever, like obviously you guys don't have the same name, and even if you're a twin, you still don't even have the same DNA as the other twin. You have similarities, everybody has similarities, but for the most part, you are your own person. And when things happen in life, especially setbacks and things, we tend to forget that. And we forget that God has created us on this earth for a specific purpose. We forget that how loving, how kind we are. Because you think about it, a lot of times, if you are in certain relationships or being around certain people, they may try to tear you down. And it takes a minute to get built back up. That's why I remember I used to read a lot of chick flicks, chick lit, that's what they call it, like little comedy romance novels types of things, but basically with girls centered around it or whatever, and she was like the hero type of things. And I used to get so angry because I'll read the back of the book, try to get the information, and in the back of the book it was always such and such was living a great life, and then she broke up with her boyfriend. Now she has to climb back up to the top, and she got to figure this out and that out. And it's like, oh my gosh. And so at first it was like, okay, you read through the book, and then it was like, this is the same plot twist every time. And with that, it was, after a while, I was like, okay, why does somebody's life have to turn upside down when they're not around somebody? But that's sometimes how it is, even in relationships, even in real life. You are so accustomed to being around one person, and you kind of build your life and meld into being with that person, that a lot of times you lose, or you might lose your own identity because you've been, a team or a couple for so long, and then to be by yourself, you have to really start over again. So they weren't actually lying. I just couldn't deal with the whole plot twist every time. But with that, a lot of times, especially in arguments, people will try to make you feel as though you're nothing or that you're nobody. It doesn't even have to be in a relationship. It could be in friendships, be at school, or anything. People will try to make you feel as though that you don't have a purpose and that there's no reason for you to be here. But I believe that God is saying, or just reminding somebody, that you are rare. He created you in His image. And there is only one of you. There's only one. You are so special to God that He only made one of you. He took out the time to make sure that every part of your DNA worked together. He made sure that your fingerprints were special just for you. He put every piece of your personality in there. He knows every piece of hair on your head. He knows that you're going to say before you say it and everything. There's nobody else on this earth that can be you. They can imitate you. They can never be you. They can try to copy you, but they can never be you. God didn't make duplicates. You might look like somebody, but you're not that person. You have a specific DNA, and he put something special inside of you, and there is something that he needs you to do. He put a purpose inside of you. Even if you don't see it every day, there is something special about you. God don't make mistakes, and he doesn't make trash. So don't let anyone make you feel as though you are worthless, or that you don't have a purpose on this earth, or there is no reason for you being here, because I know how that is. Especially nowadays, there's so much tragedy going on right now that people lose sight of who they are. You're looking around. I've seen recently, I've seen a story where a girl actually killed herself because of likes on social media. And it obviously is heartbreaking. But don't feel as though you need validation from the world to do anything. God knows exactly what he has for you. Before there was even social media, internet, or anything, all of us was born, for the most part. And even if not, you know what I mean? God knows what's inside of you. He knows what he placed there. So don't look for other people to validate that, because a lot of people is not going to understand where God has you and what he's doing in your life. So don't seek validation from others, because you won't get it. And even if you do, it's not going to satisfy you, especially if that's not where you're supposed to be. Because a lot of times people will give you suggestions of where you're supposed to be, or where they think you're supposed to be, and that doesn't align with what God says. But that's another type of thing. But at the end of the day, just know that God created you for a purpose. Don't give up on life because of what anybody else says. You are special and unique, and you're going to make it through whatever you're going through. As long as you keep God at the center of your life and at the head, you will be all right. I know that it's hard, especially nowadays. There's always something. You can't turn on the TV without something. And I know that everyone is going through their own little hardship, or not little, but everybody is going through their hardships and everything. And it's just, you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But you do have help. You may not have actual physical people that you can always go to, but God is always a help. You never know how he's going to show up in your life. So don't give up on yourself. No matter what anybody else says or anything, you're special. You're going to make it no matter what. So until next time, just know that you are worthy, worth it, and priceless. Bye.